Hi, I'm Jay,
I'm Libby,
and this is Tea Time.
so today we don't have tea. It just didn't work out.
They ran out.
Yeah,
But
something like a Boston Tea Party.
yeah.
Anyway, so
Attacks.
speaking of Boston Tea Party and the British, the Olympics this year
Are in London. So we brought in a guest
From-
vlogger who actually, his family all lives in England, not in London. They actually are from Liverpool, so they're Liverpudlians.
You got that right.
pudding.
So,
Like
but
the
he
Beatles.
has spent
Hey,
a lot of
Grandpa.
He spent a lot of time in London when he's gone there for his summers to spend time with his family. So we thought it would be interesting to kind of interview, since the Olympics are based in London, some things you could do while you're there, or if you decide to go take a trip.
To England
Yep.
at some point.
Mm-hmm.
I've
So,
been there. It's a wonderful place.
The best.
I would live there if I could. That's how much I liked it.
I will.
Lucky.
so first things first, since we were on the topic of tea a few minutes ago, Andrew, would you say that like British tea is
Superior.
well, not superior.
Very superior.
Okay.
Tea time is sort of a religious thing.
Right.
almost.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
Explain tea
yeah.
time in England. What does
It's-
it consist of?
It is. It's a standard part of the day, depending on what social class you're in, if you can afford it. You may just have a normal cup, 4 o'clock. You may have one after dinner, which is what I prefer to do. But high tea is also something that I pretty much enjoy. You can get pretty fancy dressed up, head over to a nice hotel, get some nice finger sandwiches and some high-end tea, and then after that head on out and have a little dinner 2 hours later. So it's near and dear to my heart.
Yeah. Love tea time. I'm a huge fan.
It is.
We like to go
we
to tea
we
houses
obviously
and
our time is tea time with Jay and
Yeah.
Libby. Okay, now I know the preparation of the tea that is done a lot differently than people in the
Us
U.S.
sloppy
make their
Americans
tea.
with our tea bags,
Right.
so unclassy, but
So can you explain what happens there? Because I know it's down to a science.
It can be. It's varied. I mean, usually you go ahead and over here, what we do is we just go ahead and boil the water, throw, at least my family prefers to go ahead and put the tea bag in the pot and let that brew, and then actually pour hot water into the cup so that the cup actually comes up to like a prime brewing temperature instead of having just cold ceramic. And then after you brew that, now of course some people like to actually put it in an individual instead of throwing it in the pot, just kind of brew it by putting in like one of those things called. I just lost. You know what I mean? You put it like in the thing, and then you go ahead and pour the water over it and let that brew that way. But
like the strainers.
strainers, yes,
Yes,
I blanked
yes.
out on the word strainer.
No, yeah, that's
But and then it just depends on the milk ratio. A lot of people like over milkify the tea, which is pretty nasty, but you want to get a good ratio where, depending on the type of tea, the tea only ends up to be a slightly dullish brown. And then sugar, of course, is cubed.
do you usually put your cream and sugar in before you put the tea in if it's
Some people do,
Like
yeah.
in
Like,
the
now that
pot.
would actually be like if you're going to go ahead and brew the tea in the actual kettle and then warm up the mugs,
saucer.
the saucers. After that's warmed, you actually pour the milk in first, in the sugar if you prefer that, or just the milk or cream, whatever to your taste. But
Can we please talk about clotted cream?
clotted cream, yes.
Oh my gosh.
Do you like that?
I adore it, and you cannot get it in the States. Well, you can, but you can't get it fresh because in
That's
America
true.
we're not allowed to have raw milk. Although, you can get raw milk. It's a secret, but like they say it's for animals, but you can drink it.
Clotted cream is.
Interjection: for those of us who don't like certain words, the word clotted is on my gross list. So it's
It's not the
moist
best, man.
and
How about Devonshire cream? Does that satisfy?
that sounds
Double
so
high
much
five.
better.
Oh,
One more.
there was a little bit of interference there.
Yes.
Explain to us Devonshire cream.
Um.
She had it
Wow.
often.
Yeah, I can't. I'm not sure if I have words to describe it. I'm not sure.
Lifelong.
It is. It's It's as if little babies from heaven scooped out parts of clouds and just dripped it into a small container and said, "Eat this on a sandwich or a piece of bread, and you will taste what heaven will be like." Bad name, but it's not. You think it'd be like sour or something with a name like that, but it's actually very sweet. It's kind of not. Trying to think of like an equivalent in America, like a Nutella consistency of the paste.
Yeah.
It's slightly less viscous than that. So
Oh, viscous, good word.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
look at
that.
him.
so
Yeah.
it's
For those of you who don't know that, you can Wikipedia.
Yeah.
yeah. I
Get a
guess.
dictionary.
But yeah, actually that is pretty good. Like go make some tea for yourself at 4 o'clock. Go buy clotted cream at a specialty store if you can find it.
And scones, which are not like American scones.
No,
This is very true.
different.
In fact, learn how to make them. That would probably be better.
They look like biscuits, but don't ever call them a biscuit because I believe it's offensive.
It's sacrilege to me. I would probably throw in your
They're
face.
sweet though. They're not like savory. They're very
I'm
sweet.
not having had no for tea.
So, talk to us a little bit about why people go to England and tourists and
Right.
like,
What are
things
some
like
things
that.
to do to go in London
England's-
specifically?
England's the
In
best.
London.
Oh, and specifically
Because
Oh,
we're
London.
sticking
okay.
with,
So
right,
we'll
the
stick-
Olympics are in
we'll
London
stick
in
with
case
London.
people are watching, or maybe they're there right now, so.
Well, so I guess basically everybody's gonna do the touristy stuff, and depending on what type of person you are, most people would probably go see Big Ben, obviously, Parliament, Tower of London, and you should go do that. But if you've got a little bit extra time and better taste, you should probably go and see some of the art world over there. Go to the theater, for crying out loud, because English actors are the best actors. We invented it. Olivier.
The Globe Theater is an epic, and the tickets aren't that expensive.
No. So I would go and do that. If you like museums, there's a whole lot of those. We've got the British Museum, the Victoria and Albert, which I would suggest. A lot of cool stuff there. National Gallery, a lot of painting in England. So check it out.
What about non-touristy things? Like
Like
for those of us who
private-
have already been, we've already done all those touristy things.
Secret.
What are some things that you're like, you know what, I found this hole in the wall and this was just wonderful.
So the stuff that I like to do, even though some people would say this isn't very touristy, but if you want to start walking around England, I would go see Camden and Soho. Those places are pretty cool. They're my personal favorites. And if you like to walk and get out in nature, which I suggest you should do, you should go see Hampstead Heath. Just walk around. Just see whatever you want in there. Go into every little shop. Go into a pub. Have your time. Pick Hyde Park. There's a lot of parks in England. And if you ever get the chance, you should probably go into the Lake District because that's beautiful, God's country. And a really cool thing is they've got the Neasden Hindu Temple, which even though you may not be Hindu, that is the biggest Hindu temple outside of India. So just something to go ahead and get a taste of the world. So that can be a starting point, and I would say take it from there.
What's your favorite, besides tea time, food? Prepared,
Oh.
traditional to England? Because I mean,
Yeah.
there's a lot of things like there's like the
Fish and chips, and that's
but like
Yeah.
things that are not from England,
Right.
like from France and stuff like that. You know, because it's nearby Germany. Like what's
Ooh.
solely English food that's fabulous?
Well, okay, you already mentioned it, but I'm a big sucker for fish and chips. I grew up when we were over there seasonally. I loved going to the chip shop with my grandpa and picking up curry, which is very different from what probably any of you were thinking. But I would try to get the spiciest kind I could and go ahead and get a huge wad of chips and then some of the most beautifully battered cod. You should probably go try that.
Do you put malt vinegar on yours?
I do.
Yeah, you do.
And if you eat it out of like the newspaper or something, like Hercule Poirot
yeah,
does.
Hercule Poirot.
There you go. That's pretty cool. I would say, like, I have a pretty big sweet tooth, and one of my favorite places is Sayers, although there aren't that many of them anymore. But you should go in there, and I'm not even going to I'm not going to tell you what you should eat. You should just go in there and stare, and then follow your,
everything.
yes, just buy the whole left side of the
let
menu
your
and the right
eyes
side.
do the picking.
When I was in Cornwall, I fell in love with the pasties.
Yes, Cornish pasties.
Yeah, pasties, whatever.
There you go.
Sounds
Yeah.
very close to something else. It's
Yeah.
not edible.
Pasties.
No, yeah, they're a pretty big staple in my home, so we eat those a lot. My mom makes some
Can
sausage.
you describe them?
Sure. Well, it's kind of like a almost triangular, almost like a weird isosceles, kind of bent out of shape looking triangle filled with just really basic stuff. You've got a little bit of